So here we have Sonic and the Black Knight, which released for the Wii in 2009. This is the follow-up to Sonic and the Secret Rings and the second game in the Sonic Storybook series. And while I don't think it's a great game, it certainly is a big improvement on Secret Rings. So the story this time around sees Sonic being transported to the story of King Arthur by this wizard named Merlina, as they try to stop this corrupted Arthur known as the Black Knight. The story, while it is better than Secret Rings, I also just don't really care much about it. Other Sonic characters do show up here as other characters, and it's a bit more tolerable than the Secret Rings, but I really just had a hard time feeling anything when it came to this game's story or characters or general plot. So when it comes to actually playing this video game, it is pretty similar to Secret Rings in a few aspects. The game still is on rails, you're moving forward the entire time, and you really can only strafe left and right, and moving backwards isn't something you necessarily want to be doing. I will say immediately the controls and feel of this game are significantly better than Secret Rings because you use the nunchuck, which is an analog stick. And while this doesn't fix all of the game's control issues, at least moving left and right is way better than Secret Rings. So the big gimmick of this game is that Sonic actually uses a sword. Yeah, he's fighting fools left and right with a big ass sword, and it's about as goofy as it sounds. The combat in this game tries to be like a hack and slash, but it is very, and I mean very basic. This is where the motion controls come in, where you gotta waggle the Wii Remote to swing your sword, and what this ultimately comes down to is you just waggling pretty much 24/7 to swing that sword as you take out enemies and move forward. Pretty much everything to do with the combat is tied to waggling that Wii Remote, so you better get used to shake, 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 shake your Wii Remote. Yeah, it does get pretty tiresome. You do have the soul gauge like the previous game, but all those extra skills that really didn't do much are actually gone. Instead, you get to play as other characters. Yeah, you don't only play as Sonic, you can play as Knuckles, Shadow, and even Blaze the Cat, and they all play decently different from Sonic. I mean, at the end of the day, you're still doing shake, 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 but at least there's some variety here. They have different moves, and they do feel, even at least kinda different from Sonic, which is nice, because this gameplay can actually start to get pretty stale. The combat, like I said, is incredibly basic. You're always moving along a set path, and the game loves to just straight up bombard you with enemies. Like, there are just tons and tons of enemies on these paths, and all you gotta do is just shake that Wii Remote to take them all out, and by the end of it, it was getting pretty repetitive. At least waggling that Wii Remote was somewhat responsive. I'm not gonna act like the controls are great, and I much rather preferred, just traditional controls, but it's passable enough here. The level design, pretty much the same thing. It's nothing terrible, it's nothing too drab and boring. And like Secret Rings, the game has a mission structure, so you end up replaying areas and sections kind of over and over. But at least it didn't wear me down like Secret Rings did. It really just wasn't anything special. I could say the same for the presentation as well. I mean, for 09 on the Wii, yeah, it looked alright. That frame rate though, it could be a little sussy, but it's nothing as bad as like 06 where there's just mega slowdown. And the soundtrack, yeah, it's pretty good in this game also. Not as good as Secret Rings in my opinion, but I quite like the music in Black Knight as well. Generally speaking, I think Black Knight gets a little bit of a bad rap. Yeah, it is kind of stupid, Sonic's using a sword, and the game is mad gimmicky, but I don't think it's this ridiculously unenjoyable experience that no one can have any fun with. I think there's plenty of fun to be had with Black Knight, and the motion controls don't hold it back too much. And I think most Sonic fans are going to enjoy this one, or at least enjoy aspects of it.